Okay. Right then, we are off rails, more or less. We're not strictly out of the tutorial yet, but it's not going to hold our hands or tell us where we need to go in this one. So there are a few things that we need to look at here. This is a tech crate. Tech is used for any kind of technology building. This is a materials crate. It's used for almost all construction. Food is used to feed our peeps and also to recruit new peeps. These zones restore will points. These little areas around the map that are dotted about. If you walk into them, then you gain some level of will point bonus. I do apologize if the fan noise is distracting. Do let me know if it's not sustainable for the stream, because again, usually when I'm streaming from my PlayStation, so my computer isn't having to work double hard. It's just streaming and recording something, but it's not playing the game. But in this case, it is playing the game as well. So that is why the fans are ramped up to maximum. Right. Okay, so we need to protect these because everyone that gets destroyed, we don't get those resources. But there's also one other thing. There is a crate. If we don't open that crate, we don't get what's inside it. You don't need to pick it up. You just need to have seen it. You need to have opened it for it to be available to you. Now, we've got a group of soldiers here. We have an assault. Lise Eclair. We've got a sniper. Jack Winter Vander. The nicknames are, I think, like crowdfunding backers. Adrian Tiny Alviso, who's our heavy, and another assault, Bave C. Jack. You're right far back there. Okay, well, first up, let's have a look around then. The first turn, we're not going to really make a lot of progress. These little areas around the edges are areas where reinforcements can come from, enemy reinforcements. These are explosive, by the way, so don't stand next to them if you're in a firefight, and encourage your enemies to stand next to them if they're in a firefight. Let's start spreading out. Try to have a look around. Okay, we've got one enemy. We've got a Triton. Okay, well, let's have a quick look at you then. A proper look. So, Triton class. It has got Pain Chameleon. Become invisible when dealt damage and hide in nearby locations. And also the ability Silent Echo. All weapon attacks are silent. It's got a blood-sucking arm. Vampiric, 50. Oof, okay. So it can heal itself. And it's got a regular weapon. Now, if we can kill it without breaking the weapon, we can get the weapon. One thing that I really like about the enemies in this is the game is learning. There are some enemies that are basically built the way they are, and there's no variance to them. But a lot of the enemies have different body parts, and they can be swapped and changed. Like this bloodsucker arm. It could have different arms. This ability here, it could have something else in that part of its body. The Pain Chameleon is attached to its torso. It could have a regenerative torso and possibly other ones. The game is performing a sort of... well, how should I say? It's not so much survival of the fittest, but it's a death of the weakest, in a way. Kind of like real evolution. Evolution really isn't about survival of the fittest. It's about death of the least fit. The game is kind of scoring. When it deploys things, like right now at the beginning of the game, everything is basically going to be randomized. It's just going to be throwing things together and just chucking them out there to see how they do. The ones that do well, it'll be more inclined to use that kind of combination of body parts, or just those body parts will start being combined with other ones more. The ones that do especially poorly will kind of be blacklisted. And it's like, we won't do that again. It basically gets just raffle stomped every single time. There's no point in fielding them. And so the enemies will start adapting to your playstyle, because one particular set of combinations that might be particularly effective against your playstyle might be completely rubbish against a different person's playstyle. So you will see different types of enemies being fielded against you. It's really, really cool. Really cool. I likes it a lot. Like, you can see him, can you? No, not really. I mean, you can see through the tree, but barely. I'd need to get rid of that tree if you were going to take a shot, or move you. I mean, which I can do. Over here might give you a much better
Be right there.
look-see. Okay, you spotted a couple of enemies. Who have we got?
Confirming target.
We've got you. And someone over there. And there's another one beside as well. Okay. Let's have a look at you. What have you got? It looks like you got a pincer arm. Shield. Arthron shield. It's got an ammo capacity, but it doesn't actually shoot. And it's got a pincer, which does a decent amount of damage. What about you? I think it's the same thing again. Pincer and shield. Okay, so non-ranged. So far, the Triton's the only ranged attacker. But these guys will go for our crates. Yeah, they do adapt, and I love that. I absolutely adore that feature. Right, I need you to move. I basically want you closer to things that you can protect. You're very heavily armored, so I'm just going to burn some points and get you over here. We'll also reveal a bunch of enemies by doing this, but we're here to protect the stuffs. Now then, sure, move up a little bit. Anything in there? Okay. My assault down here, kind of want you to be moving up, little by little, bit by bit. For now, I want you somewhere where you're heavily protected. I don't want you taking fire needlessly. So that would be a no-go there. I think I'm going to pop you here. It's got good cover. But we need to make some progress. Oh, you can just walk through there? Ugh, that doesn't look so great. But from this... right, we've alerted them now. They weren't aware that we were here before. But they are now alerted. So that is something we need to keep in mind.
Here.
If I move up and take a shot... If I move over here, I won't get a shot. But if I move there, I will be able to take a shot. Well, they're alert, so let's try our best to do some damage. And we'll be able to then move into the high cover straight after we fire. So, first up, we may destroy some of this wall. Half of your aiming reticle is out, but if I aim here, you may destroy the cover. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite see what was going on there. Did it protect? No, that is a very robust park bench. Super robust. Did you have any more movement? Oh, you didn't actually have enough to take any further movement. That's a bit of a shame, but okay. Alright, well, let's have a look at you.
All I need is a clear shot.
Very well. I will try to give you one. It's not much of one, I know, but try to take it anyway. If you hit this, you're going to disable the silent echo. Bad luck. That is a super robust park bench. My lord. This is the park bench of park benches. Champion of champions. Oh, you seem to be in cover, so I'm going to allow this to go. The enemies that we've seen don't have any grenade launchers. Ooh. Okay, there's an enemy with a machine gun there, or another Triton, perhaps. Right, you've spotted one of us. Unsurprisingly, took a bit of damage there, but I was really hoping that we were going to be able to take out that park bench, frankly. But I really didn't appreciate just how robust they made the park benches in, like, the 2020s. I think this is set in, like, 2026 or something. Or maybe that was the first instance of Mist. So I could be wrong about that. Well, we've got a good idea now of at least some more of the numbers. All the weak park benches already perished. The only ones left now are the superior park benches. I see. That makes sense in a way. I can't see anything over there, so I'm going to need to move. If I move forward, it's not exactly the best. If I move over there, I'm going to have a lot of nastiness.
Looking dapper.
Unfortunately, you have no other weapons on you. Golno, thank you very much for the resub there. 20 months in a row. Heyo, can't stay for long. Work. But you can bet your butt I'll be watching the VODs very well, mate. I hope you'll enjoy them. Alright, well, I'll keep you there for the time being. Right, first and foremost, if you don't have to move yet, let's just take a couple of shots. Unfortunately, I've shot your gun a few times, and now you're skedaddling. That wasn't the best attack there, I'll be honest, but we've got a grenade that I can switch to, and can't quite see where they went. I think they're probably over there because they tend to try and scatter and hide. We could head up top. No. Let's move over there for now. Now the problem is they can attack outside of Overwatch, like they don't without becoming visible again, which is super annoying. Right. Well, my sniper would be super exposed if I placed you there, so I'm inclined not to. Let's get you some cover.
I've got to be quick.
You do have to be quick, yes. Okay. You have got a pistol, which is useful, but you've got nothing else. Can I get much of an Overwatch in here? Not really. I'd need to step forward in order to put up an Overwatch, but that isn't a terrible idea. How about you, though? I could set you up with an Overwatch in this area, because I'm fairly certain our enemy is somewhere over there, but again, we don't strictly know where. I could throw a grenade, maybe? How far can you throw your grenades?
Let's get this done.
Reasonably far, actually. Now, I could take a risk and just assume where they are, but I've not got anyone else who can take a shot right now. So it's probably not in my best interest to do that yet. Move up, go into Overwatch, and we'll just hope for the best. Now, having a weapon out means that you can get that weapon destroyed. Because the weapons themselves can be damaged. But it's only the weapon you're currently holding that has a chance of being damaged. So, yeah, I've got no more points there. Alright, Overwatch it is for you as well. I want to catch you if you walk outside this area. There we are. There we go. Perfect! Exactly what I wanted to see. Marvellous, in fact. That's too well. Well done, you. Right, you're alerted. What are you going for? Oh, wow! It moved right up and took the attack. Bloody hell. Restored a lot of its health too, which is really unfortunate. Right, that's going to be annoying. You're probably going to break that food. Yes, you are. And the worst part, you didn't even get damaged for it. Right, well, you got really, really hurt from that. I'm so sorry. I need to draw you back. Well, actually, let's have a look. We go for the head. We might pop the head, but we need to take off one of your arms that allow you to draw out blood. I think I'd have to take both of them out, though, in order to achieve that. That appears to be your only means of doing it. If I take off the torso, which I will here, you can't ping Chameleon. Go for it. There we go, perfect. And now I can go for the head and kill you. Marvelous. Okay. I hadn't seen that bloodsucker arm before. That actually kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Right, let's have a look. What kind of sight have we got? Really rubbish. Super, super rubbish, in fact. Don't worry about it.
Acquiring target.
I mean, there's a good chance you'll shoot the beam there, so I think I'd rather have you wait in Overwatch for them to expose themselves and then take a shot at that. We've got another enemy down here that is going to ping Chameleon the moment we step out there, which is super annoying. We won't even be able to take a shot from that position. I could go into Overwatch, though, which would be useful. Alright. Actually, I didn't have the gun selected, so it wasn't showing me what I could shoot at. Which I really should have bore in mind. It's a bit of a silly one, really. Okay, well, I think we're going to go for a shot here. We could take off the arm, and if we took off the arm, we would take out the ability for it to use that weapon. What other kind of body parts do you have right now, though? You got Bloodsucker arms as well? Okay. So Pain Chameleon, Silent Echo, and Bloodsucker arms are the ones that you fielded with these Tritons. So depending on how well we do against them, we might not see Bloodsucker arms much in the future.
Aiming.
But I think the fact that they already did a chonky bit of damage to me with those means that they're unlikely to get rid of them. Right, you're going to be attacked again. So I kind of need someone to be having an overwatch over here. If anything were to show up in this area, you also have a gun though, so there's a chance that you might cause me other kinds of problems.
I'm on
Sure,
the move.
move over there just so I've got a bit of a better overwatch. I'm going to try and cover this area out to around here, because I believe the enemy's over there. I just don't have anyone who can throw a grenade.
Covering.
Thank you. Right. And I think we're going to go for the same thing over here. They're going to be attracted to this location, so might as well encourage that. And there we go. It's got 4 arms. That's not really fair now, is it? I know, right? And thank you very much, Hemikar, for your Twitch Prime sub. 6 months. Again, I don't know how so many of you managed to keep your Prime subs running. That's just really impressive. Okay, what's up? That one may be going for one of the crates instead. Pop. Such a ridiculous weapon. Now they're losing lots of willpower as this time is going on. Really? How exact? Oh, not good.
Enemy down.
Okay, again, for those of you who are familiar with the older XCOMs, and XCOM Apocalypse in particular, those are effectively facehuggers. And you deal with them in much the same way you did in XCOM Apocalypse. If they manage to jump on someone's head and take control of them, you really only have one option, and that is shooting the bloody thing off. Better hope that you use a very accurate weapon, and one that only shoots 1 bullet, because shooting her off with an assault rifle, not the smartest move, even if you're super accurate. Because the first bullet will kill it, the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth will kill the person who was wearing it as a hat. Bad times. You can take a shot here. You've got a really great shot.
Target missed.
That hurts my soul. Okay, you may as well move out of the way then. That hurt. That hurt a lot. Classic XCOM. Yeah, well, I mean, the shots are modeled. Again, there was a chance that we would miss if it went to the left or went to the right, and in this case, it went to the right. It can land only within that teal outline, but it can land anywhere in there. Well, it's got a 50% chance of landing in the cyan outline, but you know, you just got those chances. It can go wide. Let's go take this torso off. Bonk.
Attack successful.
I hit your arm instead. That's not quite what I was aiming for, but sure. You say it was successful, but I call that a failure. See, you're going to be an issue over there, aren't you? Yes, yes you are. And also, if I don't get over to that crate before we kill everything, we don't get what's inside. And I kind of want what's inside. So I'm kind of tempted to make a run for it. Problem is, you are already wounded a bit, so don't necessarily want to do this one. Kind of need to draw out the enemies. Move.
Enemy spotted.
Right, which one? Okay, yeah. That's the one we already knew was there. And it's already been damaging that crate, which is kind of sucky, but there's not a whole lot we can do to fix that. We could go over here now, because we know exactly what it is, so we can take the shot. I'm not going to risk losing something just to grab some extra loot, but I will try to get the loot. Because early on, it is going to be important. Right, now you're bleeding at this point. Yes, okay, let's see how this plays out. You're going to go in, you're going to... Oh, no, you're going for him. Ooh, we're going to heal up. And to be honest, that's what I would have done as well. You're going to heal up off the crate. Can we get over there? Probably can.
Confirming target.
Let's take the shot. Kill the Triton. Aavak, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime there. 14 months. Again, you're just putting my meager Twitch Prime continuation skills to shame. Right. Okay, can you get over there reasonably fast? You might be able to. What kind of roof have we got in here? We haven't got much of a roof. If I move there, then over... Oh, no. I've got one bit of movement before I can use my jetpack. How far out can I get? Not super far. What I'll do is I'm going to move in here. I'm going to grab this will point. Not that I need it, but I'll grab it. And then on the next turn, I may be able to jetpack all the rest of the way if I need to, but we are going to try and grab that.
On the double.
Now, if I delay killing the Triton, you are going to destroy this materials crate. What other crates have I got? Tech is one of the ones that I think are more important. We've lost a crate from around here. I don't know what it was. We've got one food crate there. We've got... Any others? No. We've got one... No. We can't afford to lose that. At least this way we'll get a little bit of everything. So let's have a look. I've got 2 shots right now if I just attack. But if I fail, I'm going to cause you to ping Chameleon. So how about I increase the odds?
Heading out.
Colty Bear, thank you so much for the resub there. Hello, Dapperest of Dragons. I hope all is well for you. And thank you for being amazing. Much love, friend. Oh, thank you so much, mate. I really, really appreciate that. Hope you're happy, buddy. Right. Aavak, you don't have to pick up the items. You get the stuff on the map, on map completion. I'm sure of it. Ah, see? You get the stuff that you saw that dropped. But I don't believe you get the stuff that was in containers if you never opened them. I could be wrong about that. Or it could be there are different times when that's true. For example, in a raid situation. Maybe in these kinds of scavenger missions, you'll always get what's in the boxes because once you've killed everything, you clear the place out. But like if you're raiding a faction, the moment you've completed your objective, you GTFO. And you'll grab whatever's lying around, but you're not going to snoop around to find out everything that was around. But I'm pretty sure you need to grab the boxes. Yep, Bellinair's fresh run. Bronzeman legend. Because I've been warned about the crazy bugs. See, I would love to not kill you, but I'm going to lose materials if I don't. Okay, you know what? Partially because I would absolutely take this guy out for the materials over whatever might be in that chest anyway. We're going to shoot it, but I don't believe that there are any items on the ground. I think we've always destroyed the weapons that they were carrying. So if I shoot you and kill you and we still recover some items, then we can consider that A for science. Okay, so let's have a look then. Science is the best reason for anything. Okay, we've got a decent chunk of EXP. Got a couple of people close to level up. This time we protected 4 out of 5 crates. Oh, I didn't see the 4th. Okay, we got 120 for that. 75 for just general mission experience and 75 for killing all the enemies, and got 3 points in total. Oh, I thought it was every 100. Maybe it's every 100 rounding up. You absolutely get drops off enemies if those weapons survived. That I know for a fact. But the crates that you don't open is the part that I'm really, really uncertain of. I say no for a fact. It's all anecdotal evidence. I'm fairly certain based on the way... Oh, see, we did get 2 clips. And those wouldn't have dropped from enemies. They would have dropped their guns and a clip that was inside the gun. So, oh, okay, there we are then. Items recovered. Very well. All surviving crates have been recovered and resources transferred to our stores. There you go. Yeah, it might be that you have to pick them up off enemies. And my God, I'm reduced to drinking Passion Punch Relentless. This stuff smells vile. I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to drink. It actually smells... I can see that there's a fruity something in there somewhere, deep down, beneath the aroma of petrol. And mention. I think the Pandora virus may actually be inside this can of Relentless. I'm not sure I can bring myself to drink this. I think I have too much respect for my stomach. I am really thirsty though. I'm gonna put it aside, and I'm gonna see what breaks first. The can holding this mysterious, probably highly corrosive concoction inside it, or my will. Addy Duck, thank you so much for the bits there, mate. Hello, Aavak. I have a phone interview in 10 minutes, so I just stopped in. Hope you're having a great stream. Thank you, mate. And best of luck with your interview. I'm sure all of the Dapplings in chat and beyond will wish you the same thing. Don't let me down, chat. Come on. Wish them good luck. Where is my tea? My tea is gone. My teacup is empty. Hashtag British problems. Right, okay. Mission rewards and fatigue. On completing a mission, all gathered items and resources are added to your overall supplies. Soldiers get fatigued during battle, losing 1 stamina point per turn. Maximum 10 per battle. When stamina falls below 20%, a soldier will suffer an action point penalty in the next battle. Your soldiers will recover stamina and health while resting at a base, as long as the base has a functioning living quarters and medical bay. Return to your base so your soldiers can recover. Very well. I think this is a good idea. Let's move over there. Yoink. Oh, thanks, waterproof bubbles. King of Kings, I like that. I like that. You don't need luck. You've got this in the bag. I approve of the positivity there. Yeah, you can chain missions, and in fact, you probably are going to a lot. The personnel roster shows you all your soldiers and ground vehicles wherever they are located. You can transfer soldiers by selecting the location button on the right side of each soldier's list entry. You can customize the soldier's appearance and voice by selecting the customization icon to the right of the soldier's name. We're not going to be doing that too much. I'm sorry to burst bubbles. Tell you what though, if you do get named, okay, because I don't want to stop for ages customizing the soldiers during the stream, but if I'm going on some sort of tea break or something like that, then we can do a bit of customization then if you're named. Or if you get named, then drop a comment in the VODs on YouTube and I can do that stuff off camera and I can customize it as you like. So we'll customize the first person so I can just show all the customization options. I think that's the best way of doing it. Select personnel button and go to the equipment section. Very well, I shall do this now. There we go. And we can click on equipment. You can equip your soldiers with new weapons, armor, and other items by dragging available equipment from the stores onto the appropriate slots in the inventory section. You can instantly equip or produce items in ready slots by using the plus ammo and plus items buttons. The armor section shows the armor the soldier is wearing for legs, body, and head. The mounts section is used for special equipment that can only be attached to the corresponding piece of armor. Go to the training section. Very well. Training. Soldiers can increase strength, willpower, and speed. as well as acquire new abilities by spending skill points. Those aren't the only attributes, by the way, but they're the only ones that we can simply train. If a soldier has used all personal skill points, they can use Phoenix skill points, which are common for everyone. Soldiers can only acquire abilities for their current level or lower. Upon reaching level 4, each soldier has the option to specialize into an additional class. The last row of abilities represent the personal aptitudes of the soldier is born with. Once you've adjusted your soldier stats and abilities, go to the research section. So, okay, here we are. These are the heavy class abilities, and at this point we could choose, at the moment, to train them into also being a sniper or also an assault. These are specific to just this individual soldier, not the class. So Bombardier, gain mounted weapon proficiency with plus 20% range and damage. Resourceful, 25% bonus carry weight and plus 2 strength. Oh, that's actually quite cool. And Close Quarters Specialist, gain shotgun and melee weapon proficiency with plus 20% damage. These are all pretty cool, but I'd have to be 7 to be able to even look at that. These ones, well, they just don't have anything there. MTB, exclamation mark difficulty, my friend. Legendary kills the fun of the game and made most streamers that did it quit early on. Why is that? Because I did hear that the game was buggy on Legendary, but I hadn't really seen it. Why does the armor look like Doom's armor? I could not possibly tell you, but it does kind of, doesn't it? You think every enemy gets return fire? Oh, okay. So all enemies get the return fire ability. Ooh, that does sound a little bit OTT. But okay. You see, part of me feels that that's only fair. Because in the 5-6 hours that I played on it, testing it before I streamed, my meta was give everyone a level of assault for dash and return fire specifically. So yeah, it's just balancing the game really. It's like, oh, you gonna give everyone return fire? Then we're gonna give everyone to return fire. Ha ha ha. It's like, oh, fair. The guys we just saw didn't have return. Yeah, but they were still in tutorial land, so they might not. From here, though, we can see all of the peeps. Let's have a quick look. So our first assault. This is the assault stuff. So you've got assault training, dash, which is a 4 will point cost, but allows you to move within half of your normal movement range for free. Doesn't cost any action points. It's super, super powerful. It's so powerful. It's borderline broken. Return fire shoots back at enemies when it attacks, provided this soldier is using a direct fire projectile weapon with proficiency, and the enemy is within half perception range. So at that point, your perception makes this very powerful. A sniper who tends to have high perception with return fire can be deadly, because they're also very accurate. You've got new class, blah, blah, blah. Ready for action. Reloading and inventory actions do not cost any action points, which is actually really good. Depends on a little bit on the kind of weapons you're using. Rally the troops. Each ally recovers 1 action point, limited to 1 use per turn. Now, I don't know if this is 1 use per soldier per turn or 1 use for the entire squad per turn. Yeah, on Legendary, they come without any gear. And that's, I'll be honest, Roy Wockett, that's one of the chief reasons I elected to go Legendary instead of Heroic. Because when I was just testing out the game, I was playing on Veteran, and the fact that everyone just came along with their factions, cool gear, and armor and weapons, which I would then probably like, oh, okay, I'm equipping you, reverse engineering that. Now I'm going to build my own. Well, that was kind of broken easy. Then I looked into it, and Heroic, you just don't get the weapons, but you still get the armor. And on Legendary, you don't get anything. They come to you, they're just a person. You equip them yourself. And so it gives more of an impetus for you to look into buying, rather allying more with the factions, or indeed grabbing more stuff yourself, like from raids and things. Hello, the Supernova game. That is a bigger question than I can possibly answer while I'm streaming. But you're more than welcome to join the Dapper Del Discord and ask about in there. There's quite a few people who are streaming and YouTubing and on other platforms as well. And I'm sure they'll be happy to help, and I will be as well when I jump down to it. Legendary doesn't do much for the units, but hits you hard on the macro game. So you will fight more enemies with less resources. Okay, yeah, well, that seems cool. We'll see how it goes. You know, the game is still, in some ways, being balanced, so this is us just checking things out. Rapid clearance, which is an amazing one. Recover 2 action points for each enemy killed until the end of the turn. Now, I'm not sure if that is each enemy killed by this person or in general, because if in general, that's ridiculous. This character would be able to do redonkulous amounts of damage. Absolute redonkulous amounts of damage. Then we've got the heavy. We'll go through the heavy's abilities. So brawler, bash and melee attacks deal 50% more damage. Oh, actually, I should cover this as well. Proficiency with assault rifles and shotguns. Now, any other class doesn't have that. Proficiency with heavy weapons, mounted weapons, and jetpacks. So an assault, you could give this jetpack stuff to anyone, but because they don't have proficiency with it, they might fumble it when they're trying to use it, whereas a heavy will always make use of it. What happens when you fumble something is you spend the willpower, and I think the action points as well, but you don't get to use the ability, you just fail. Brawler, bash and melee attacks deal 50% more damage. Warcry, all enemies within 10 tiles have their action points reduced to 2 for the next turn. 2-2, not by 2. That's a really important one, because some things require more than 2 action points to use. Boom Blast, the action point cost of grenades and other explosive weapons is reduced by 1, and their range is increased by 50% until the end of the turn. Inspire, killing an enemy grants allies 1 additional will point. And Rage Burst. Shoot with a proficient direct fire projectile weapon using all of the remaining ammo in the weapons magazine. You may have noticed that the assault weapons, it was a 6 round burst, but it kind of apportioned the magazine into how many 6 round bursts you'd have, and I think it was like something of 5 per magazine. So assuming like an assault had this ability, maybe they dual classed into heavy and got this ability, they would be able to unload 36 bullets into an enemy with that ability, assuming they hadn't shot any yet. That's ridiculous, but super cool. We also didn't check these out. We've got healer, 50% bonus for healing and plus 2 willpower. Biochemist, all attacks that damage a target also inflict a viral damage per bullet. That's pretty good, because if you hit them with 6 bullets, you hit them 6 viral damage. That affects their willpower. And Farsighted, additional plus 2 to willpower and 10 perception range. We've got Strongman, gain heavy weapons proficiency with 30% bonus damage and minus 10 perception. So if we choose this one, then they become less good at accuracy in general, but they can now use heavy weapons and will gain plus 30% bonus damage when using heavy weapons. So we wouldn't need to take a level in heavy to be able to use like the Hellfire Cannon. Thief, 25% bonus stealth and minus 2 speed, so move slower but you're harder to detect. Reckless, 30% bonus damage dealt and minus 20% accuracy. Sorry, perception is the range that you can see things. Accuracy is how accurate your weapon is. Hello, Black Knee. I mean, one of the things that I'm coming to this as someone who was intimately familiar with the original XCOM and very nearly lost their first Let's Play of the XCOM by Firaxis as a result of that, because there were so many things I just took for granted from the way the original XCOM played, like the way the engineers worked and stuff like that, and it just wasn't that way. And I half of that Let's Play, I was on the point where I had to play perfectly. I couldn't take risks. I couldn't, be a little bit like, kind of fake Oh no, tension. Actually, I'm totally in control. I'm a really good player of XCOM, but people are complaining that it's too boring and no one's dying. So, oh no, this thing has gone wrong. I couldn't afford to do any of that because if I lost any point from about halfway through the Let's Play onwards, and it was like an 80 episode Let's Play, I would have lost the game because I was so caught flat-footed by the way that how engineers worked and how satellites worked that I got down to the wire. It was super intense, but I really enjoyed it. Still won as well. So, not too bad. It goes to show that when I actually try, I am generally good at these sorts of games, which is why I don't mind playing it on Legendary. Right, Sniper. Proficiency with sniper rifles and handguns. Overwatch cost is reduced by 1 action point. That's super cool. Quick aim. This one is super cool for one really important reason. The handgun costs 1 action point to use. Which means, if we take this ability, then as long as we've got a handgun with a bullet in it, then we can choose to end every turn with the sniper going into Overwatch with a handgun, no matter how many action points they had left, because 1 minus 1 is 0, and that it will allow you to do it if you have 0 action points left, and it's a free ability. So that is a super one to grab. Quick aim. The action point cost of the next shot with a proficient weapon is reduced by 1, and the accuracy is increased by 25%. Master Marksman. Accuracy with a proficient weapon is increased by 50%, while there are no spotted enemies within 10 tiles. Weak spot. Disabling a body part also removes that body part's armor, and this comes into what I was saying about body parts. Like, you can disable the head, but if that remains the weakest point on that enemy, you might just want to keep shooting the head. Even though you're not going to be able to double disable it, it's still going to be the place where you're going to be able to inflict the most HP damage, possibly, if it has the least armor. And Mark of Death. Mark an enemy target. Until the end of the turn, all damage to that target is increased by 50%. Aquatami, thank you very much for the resub there. 19 months. Thank you so much. I know, it is a bit of a humble brag, but I'm also one of these people that thinks after a point, it's just false modesty, and I find that kind of grating. It's pretending that you're not good at something. I mean, there is a point where, you don't need to shout from the rooftops that you think you're good at something, but at the same time, I knew I was good at XCOM games because I'd been raised on the original XCOM, which was broken and never anything less than the highest difficulty. I really enjoyed turn-based strategy games, and I played a lot of them. But yeah, that was definitely a wake-up call. I was like, oh, I really need to stop faffing around here because I'm going to lose this game unless I literally play with my A game every single episode. As a result, that was a really stressful Let's Play. Because from halfway through, I would just record 2 episodes, and then I was just exhausted because I was having to really pay attention. I was having to properly play hard with that. Strongman, we've already seen that. Healer, we've seen that. Self-defense specialist. Gain PDW and handgun proficiency. PDW? Personal defense weapon? I guess. With plus 20 damage dealt and plus 10 healing range. What? Does this mean a handgun can do plus 20 damage? My lord. Well, that's crazy, especially because with this, it's basically a free weapon at the end of every turn. And also, if the sniper has a good perception, it's a free attack on anyone who attacks an ally within range. That'd be crazy good. Crazy good. Yeah, Jagged Alliance is amazing. I haven't played Jagged Alliance 1. I've only played Jagged Alliance 2, though. Right, okay, so I've gone through everything. We're not going to update them yet. We will be coming back to this. But we're going to jump over to Researcher first and check that out. So, research projects are critical for improving... let me just make sure my tablet isn't going to die, because I'm playing on my laptop, so I'm using my tablet for chat. Research projects are critical to improving your capabilities and winning the game. To speed up research, build more research labs. Research requires time, so make sure time is advancing in the geoscape. Research, atmospheric analysis. The secret best bit of any XCOM game, progressing research. Atmospheric analysis. We have managed to connect to some of the remaining weather satellites. We should use them to assess the extent of the new mist outbreak. Bonus effect. Global mist monitoring system available. It'll take us 6 hours. That's pretty easy for us to do. Okay, well, it's past time. Shouldn't take us long. I say.
Research complete.
Okay, reprogramming our satellite systems has revealed the extent of the new mist outbreak. The origin sites are in coastal sea regions, as in the previous 2 incursions. The activity level seems higher, posing a serious threat to remaining life on Earth. Havens caught within the mist will be at risk of attack, so we should explore mist-covered regions thoroughly and defend any havens trapped within them. Our geoscape monitoring system has been updated with the current mist coverage. There we go. New research is also available. The mist represents the progression of the Pandora virus as it spreads throughout the globe. The Pandoran mutations will attempt to build colonies on areas of land covered by the mist, which will then attack nearby havens. To meet this threat, you will need to produce equipment. Select the manufacturing button. I managed to click on the research button first, but it's fine. Tutorial will do it your way. Weapons, vehicles, and armor are manufactured by fabrication plants, provided the required research has been developed and there are enough resources available. Items take varying amounts of time to produce. To speed up the process, build more fabrication plants. Manufacture a medkit. Alright. Donk. There we go. It's an instant build, as long as I've got the materials. Pax, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime sub there. Welcome to the Dapplings. You now have access to Dap emotes, and I hope you enjoy them. Okay, Geoscape. Satellite uplink allows area scans to be initiated, revealing new sites of interest. The more uplinks there are available, the more simultaneous scans can be performed. An area scan can only be performed by an aircraft centered on its location. The scanning zone will expand over time, revealing new sites. Perform an area scan. Very well. So, where we are right now, if we use this, in fact, if I click there in the area scan, it'll start expanding out, I think, to this ring. I could be wrong about that, though. But it'll only expand while the game's unpaused, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And as it expands, it'll uncover more sites. So this is a mist location. And I got another one over there. Are there any others? Oh, I didn't get a full chance to scour the globe. Tutorial complete. Congratulations for completing the tutorial. From here on out, it's up to you to survive, explore, and become humanity's salvation. Check the Phoenixpedia, for more information about the game. Now you must find out what happened to the Phoenix Project. Research Phoenix Archives.